What's up, Tsla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the broader markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. So Tesla came down quite a bit. We start off with this big dump to about 433, only for this to be a liquidity grab because Tesla saw a nice bounce afterwards. And as of right now, we're range bound. If we break 447, we're looking for the 450s. But if we lose 440, we're looking for a big move back down. Overall, we're stuck in the middle. So what's going on with Tesla? Some negative news did come out. Unfortunately, their Chinese sales are down quite a bit. They're down about 35.8% from a year ago, down from September's numbers. And their Chinese sales are down to about 26,000 for the month of October. This is the lowest we saw in about 3 years, according to reports. So, not the best of news. We have Roland, who came out and gave us a report about this. So you guys can see the numbers right over here. 75% of their sales were for the Model Y and 25% for the Model 3, down 36% right now compared to like October of last year. And overall, not the best of numbers. So let's actually look at the numbers just like this. So you could see that for the month of October, this is a very, very weak October, at least for Tesla in 2025, the weakest we saw in once again 3 years. And then once again, we're seeing more data that just suggests that this was not the best of months, at least for Tesla. If you look at the October sales right here, the latest data that came out was very weak compared to what we saw previously. And then on top of this, if you look at the sales so far by the quarter, we're starting off Q4 on a low end, but hopefully things improve by November and December in China. And finally, when you look at the total sales, a slight decline right here in October. Usually, October starts to do better, and November and December tend to be stronger. Hopefully, we see better sales in November and December to really offset this, but that's what we're seeing at least thus far. Besides that, we have some bill auctions coming out at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's pretty much it. But overall, Tesla's still holding up quite nicely despite this. So if we could hold above this 447 area on a 4-hour close, there is still potential for Tesla to go higher for 450, despite the fact that their sales are declining. They're still holding up very nicely. There's also been some more news about how Tesla was oversold, and it's due to once again see a nice bounce, as different analysts are still giving Tesla good buy ratings. So if Tesla loses 444, we're looking for a move back down to 440. But as long as we're above 447.5, we're looking for the 450s pretty easily. We are looking more bullish right now since we dumped upon open only to bounce back up. And Tesla's getting bought back up at a better rate than the markets. So far it's showing some strength. The news has been more negative for Tesla, but overall it's still resilient, and we're looking for 450 very soon, and eventually 455 if that breaks. I see upside potential in Tesla. On the other hand, SPY is in the middle. If we break 678, we're going to be looking for an attempt for 680, but if 675 fails, it's just a gap to pull back down to 672. We're currently range bound, but watch and see if 675 holds. If it doesn't, there's going to be some downside risk, but overall, we're still holding up decently, so watch and see if gap support holds. On the QQQ, we basically have this resistance right here around this 621.75 area. If that breaks, we're going to be looking more bullish. But if we lose 617.5, there's going to be a risk of us returning to 615 or below. Overall, there was some weakness developing on the QQQ as we got a rejection, but we're still range bound technically. And we're going to see if we lose support or not, but I just see us trading sideways for now. On the IWM, we have support at 242. If that fails us, we're looking for the low 240s. But if we break 246, we're looking for a bounce. So let's see if 242 holds, or else we could be dipping more. So give this the time it needs. ES is showing some weakness. We have 6,800 as our main support, and we have resistance at 6,825. We're in the middle, but watch and see if 6,800 holds. If not, we could be dipping towards 6,780. So watch this very, very closely. On NQ, we have support right here at 25,500. If that fails us, we're looking for 25,426. And we have resistance at 25,650. So we'll see how it goes. But there is some risk of us dipping a bit lower in case this fails us. So just give this the time it needs. For Bitcoin, we're range bound right now. We have this resistance right here at 106,000, and we have support at 104,000. So we're just trading sideways, and we're going to see if we bounce back up to 105,700. But Tesla, like I said, is looking a little bit more bullish. We're looking for 450. If that breaks, we're looking for 455 now. We did get that dip upon open only to bounce. So overall, there is upside potential. For Nvda, we're technically on an uptrend. As long as we don't lose 193, we could be looking for 198 again. It still looks more bullish to me. On Apple, we're looking more decent. We're trying to hold support at 270. If we hold 270, we're looking for a bounce to 272. But if we lose 269, we're looking for a dip back down towards 267. Overall, there might be a dip to about 269, and we'll see how it ends up reacting. So keep that in mind. For Palantir, we're looking a little bit weaker, though. We could be dipping to 188 and 185. It started off with a bounce, but now it's rejecting. On AMD, we need to hold above 245. If we don't, we're looking for 241. On Coinbase, we came down to fill this gap. We came very close to doing so. If we reclaim 317, we're looking for a big bounce to the 320s. But if we lose 310, we're bearish. We're in the middle, so I just see us trading sideways between 310 and 317 for now, and we'll see if we bounce. Overall, I see a lot of sideways price action, though. On Amazon, we have support at 245 and 244 and resistance at 248. We're going to likely trade sideways. There is a little bit of downside risk for 244, and we'll see if we bounce off of that. Meta is also range bound between 625 as our support and 632 as our resistance. We're trading sideways right now, but this might retest 625. It's in the middle for now. Google could test 285 before it tries to bounce back up to 288. Overall, it's technically on an uptrend. And the same thing could be said about Microsoft, which is on an uptrend. As long as we don't lose 501, we're going to be looking for a bounce for 505. It's still holding up quite well. The VIX is in the middle. It's at support. So does it bounce here? Does it reject? We're in a make or break level. So watch that very closely. It's not doing much, but Tesla, of all things, is showing some strength. I want to see this hold at least 445 and then 447.5. Hold those two levels. Then we're looking for like the 450s pretty easily. With that being said, I thank you all so much for listening. Please enjoy the rest of your guys' days, and I'll be back with another video very soon. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll be back to give you guys any updates about Tesla. Until then, I wish you all the best and peace out.